Hello all, Paddy Kenny here. I am the Technical Engineering Manager for Pure Networks. In this 8-part series, we are here to discuss Horizon 3 autonomous pen testing platform with my colleague Dan Griffin. Dan Griffin is a systems engineer for Horizon 3. He's got a number of years in the cybersecurity industry, so he is an expert on all things defense and all things offensive security. Dan,
Paddy,
nice to have you here with us today.
how are you?
Fair play to you.
Good to see you.
Today, obviously, we're here to talk about Horizon 3. So, for anybody that's in the industry that hasn't heard about Horizon 3, would you be able to explain kind of initially
Yeah.
what it's about?
Sure. So Horizon3 was born out of JSOC. So we have two founding members, Sneal and Tony P. And Sneal had a problem, right? So he was getting a pen test done by the three-letter acronyms in the USA, and they come in and they do a pen test on the organization, and he'd send the minions off to fix all the issues that were found. And of course, what he wanted was assurances after that pen test was complete. So he'd ask them to come back and pen test them again. They said, no, well, we can't really do that, and you can't afford us to do that. So that frustrated him, right? Because he wanted a verification after he put in all that work. So he asked Tony P, who was one of the secret squirrels in there, and his chief techie, to go off and see if he could think of a way that they could get this verification. So Tony P spent 40 days and 40 nights sweating over the issue. He wanted to deliver something for the big boss man. And he came back with this autonomous way of approaching pen testing. Sneal thought that was fantastic. Now, the only thing that was missing were the strike packs. But given the organization they were in, they're just down the hall, there are some, very good nation-state cyber attackers that allowed them to then build out their strike packs. And the product was born out of there. That product is what we love and what we call NodeZero.
Excellent. And the company is Horizon 3, but the platform is NodeZero itself.
100%. NodeZero is the product, if you like, and the overarching company name is Horizon3.
And just in terms of kind of a deployment scenario, then can you share details on how we would actually deploy this technology into a company?
Absolutely, yeah. So first and foremost, we're a SaaS service. So everything's in the cloud. So all the technology is in the cloud. That's got a few benefits to it. Obviously, the first one is scale. Because we're cloud-based, we can scale as far as you want. So we've got some customers who are running pen tests every 3 days across 250,000 nodes on their network or assets on their network. So that's one of the first benefits of being cloud scale. The second one is our ability to deploy the latest attack packs to our customers.
Yeah, excellent.
So we develop a new ML algorithm for a production safe strike pack. And when a customer runs a pen test, after we've tested that and validated that, they're getting the latest and greatest production safe pen test. The other advantage of being kind of cloud native, if you like, is so there's scale, then there's the production safe stuff, but then there is it's an MFRL architecture, right? So every time a customer wants to run a pen test, we spin up a number of services and microservices and a containerized environment specifically for that pen test. And so any data that we might capture is destroyed after that pen test. So,
excellent.
So during a pen test, we'll enumerate over a customer's network, and then we use kind of ML and AI in order to drive next best decision for autonomous pen testing.
Excellent.
So the second part of that is like, well, how do I get that inside my network, right? Obviously, external pen tests, we do that from the cloud towards your network. Things like Entra ID audits, we'll do that from our cloud to your network. But for an internal pen test, there's no need to have specific hardware or GPUs. We take care of all that from our cloud service. But you do need a Bastion host deployed into your network. And that can be, it's a Docker container. And so that can be deployed in your current environment. But for simplicity, we also provide an OVA. So people can download that OVA and put it on their virtual infrastructure.
Excellent. And if a customer just wants to dip their toe into, are proof of values available to the customer?
Absolutely, yeah. So we run, generally 7-day proof of value or proof of concept for customers.
Nice.
And so, that part of that can be either doing an internal pen test, or some customers like to start with a external pen test. There's ones that have no strike packs, no exploit packs in them. While they are production safe, we understand that customers want to, build that confidence in the product.
Yeah.
And so there's one called a segmentation test, which is
Nice,
for zero trust, my old job, zero trust networks, where you let the runner enumerate over the network, look for ports, look for hosts, and then if you want, you can layer in some intelligence so you can do high value targeting.